I'm so sorry, excuse me. As far as my tarot cards, um, quite honestly, I think they're my binky at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really need them, but they're like Dumbo holding on to that black feather for dear life when in reality he could fly all on his own. And probably, ask me in another 10 years, I probably won't be using tarot cards at all. I'll just be connecting to someone and speaking with them
Sure.
without the tool of tarot cards. But also, tarot cards are useful for the other person as well, because it gives them something to look at. It gives them something to focus on. Instead of just having a conversation
Mm-hmm.
with someone, I can say, well, if you look at this card, this is what this card is saying to me. And through my psychic ability, I can I can glean from this card. So it's sort of like it helps the person across the table from me as well. So there you have it.
Could it be just like a person who uses a crystal ball as a divination aid?
Yes. The better you are at tapping in to your own psychic ability,
Mm-hmm.
the less you really do need the tools of the trade, quote unquote. You can just be talking to someone and just know. Like I said, I think even in our culture, we're conditioned to seeing people run their hands over a crystal ball,
Mm-hmm.
or turn over cards, or shake up some bones and throw them out, or runes or whatever. We're conditioned to see that. And so it helps the process for the other person. So I do believe that the better that you are at it, you don't necessarily need it. But for me, I'm holding on to that black feather for a little while longer. We'll see how long it takes me to finally let go of it and fly on my own.
Has there ever been a time, Stephen, where somebody has come to you for your ability to either read tarot cards or to do a psychic reading? Mm-hmm. They sit in front of you or they contact you over the phone, mm-hmm. and you pick up your cards, you use your psychic ability, and you get nothing.
Yes, that happens from time to time. And if anyone says anything differently to you, mm-hmm. or to any of your listeners, if they say that they're on 100% of the time, they're lying. The truth of the matter is, it could be anything. I have been in situations wherein where my mind has been elsewhere.
Yeah.
Like I've been hungry, and all I could think about was shoving food down my throat, and someone called me, and and all of a sudden I'm blocked because my physical was taking precedent, yeah. over my spiritual.
Do you find that sometimes people forget you're a human being?
Like I said, the magic 8 ball,
yeah.
my friend.
Of course, from now on, Stephen, whenever I hear your name or think of you, I'm going to think of the magic 8 ball. Heavens.
Yeah, but yes. There have been times wherein wherein there's been something going on with me that I can't connect. Mm-hmm. Then there have been times where, unfortunately, there are people out there that will actually pay money to debunk you.
Oh, yeah.
And I always say the only way for me to connect to you is if you have an open mind. You don't necessarily have to believe, but you need to have an open mind to it possibly can happen so that I can connect to you. If you're, I've had people come to me and immediately I feel it. It's actually psychic energy. It's like a brick wall that is built between me and them. And they don't have to say, okay, I paid you X amount of money, now read me. I dare you. You know. And during those times, I am more than happy to say, you know what, I'm just not getting a bead on you. And then there are times wherein people, it's not necessarily nefarious. There are just some people out there that are just harder to read than others. And sometimes it just happens wherein people have naturally a wall that is around them that they have built over time, and it's hard for any psychic to get through. And whenever any of that happens, if I'm getting that I cannot connect to that person, I immediately say, you know what, here's your money back. Go find someone that perhaps can connect to you better, and I wish you well.
How long have you been doing this professionally now?
Professionally, since January of 2013.
If you could change your profession from being a psychic tarot card reader, what would it be?
A teacher.
But aren't you doing the same thing as a teacher does now, except using, instead of a classroom and a blackboard, you're using, wherever you do your reading, and you're using the cards and your ability to help these people learn?
Yes, and you're right, absolutely right about that. I do try my very best to get away from regurgitating psychic answers to someone and, saying, getting to the heart of the matter. How can I help you become a better person? So I guess me being a psychic, me being a tarot reader, is the opening of the door to something deeper. So Rob, you're absolutely right about that. I do try my best to
stand by, my friend, the Magic 8 Ball. You and I have to take a commercial break. We'll be back shortly. Exo Nation. Our special guest this hour is Stephen Dillard-Carroll. His website is www.travelingtarot.com. Stephen and I will be back on the other side of this news break as we continue from our broadcast center here in Hamilton, Ontario, Canada. Don't go away. Are you considering calling a psychic to read your situation? Then consider David Champion, a psychic medium for more than 20 years with thousands of readings under his belt. David Champion will make you feel comfortable. He has proven to be honest and accurate. He's a straight shooter. There's no guesswork. What he sees is what you get. While he is a medium, most of the calls focus on relationships, not only love, but work, school, neighbors, and more. Need help with finding a job and preparing for the interview? Are you dealing with people who are obstacles in your path? For more information, go to davidchampion.com, $1.50 per minute paid by credit card with a minimum of 30 minutes. For your reading with David Champion, call 1-877-702-8598. That's 1-877-702-8598. Now you can dial in to listen to the X-Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365. Now you can dial in to listen to the X-Zone Radio Show from anywhere in the world with Rob McConnell 24/7, 365 by dialing 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080. If you have a mobile phone or landline, the X-Zone Radio Show with Rob McConnell is now at your beck and call at 213-401-0080. That's 213-401-0080, 24/7, 365.
This is the X-Zone Broadcast Network, broadcasting worldwide on broadcast affiliates and satellite program providers, including CNN Broadcast Network, Sirius Satellite Network, Star Media, Good News Radio Network, Angel Broadcast Network, Wiki Broadcast Network, and WPBN TV. For more information on the X-Zone Broadcast Network, visit us at www.xzbn.net.
And welcome back, everyone. This is the X-Zone. My name is Rob McConnell. Before we get back to my special guest this hour, Stephen Dillard-Carroll, I would just like to remind everyone about our way of trying to help Sylvia Anthony and her Sylvia's dream of getting a Sylvia's Haven in each and every state of the United States. Now, for those of you who may not know who Sylvia Anthony is, she's 84 years of age. For the past 27 years, she has provided shelter and a place for ladies and their families to live in a time of need or crisis. She is not government funded. She does not receive any help whatsoever. This lady, in my books, she's an angel. She has helped over 1,087 families so far in 27 years. Now, to help Sylvia fulfill her dream, we have created a website for her, www.sylviasdream.org, which allows you to go to the Indiegogo crowdfunding that we are trying to get for Sylvia. In the next 60 days, we're trying to raise $300,000 US. Now, somebody may be saying, well, that's a lot of money. You're right, it is. But what value do we place on a person's life? A person in need, a person and their children who need to get out of a bad situation or who, for some reason, become homeless. This is what Sylvia Anthony has been doing for 27 years without any help. I want to help her dream come true. The only difference, in my opinion, between a dream and reality is making it happen. Please, if you can, www.sylviasdream.org, click on the Indiegogo funding site, see what it's about, and if you're moved to help out, it will be appreciated. That's www.sylviasdream.org. And to find out more about Sylvia and Sylvia's Haven, www.sylviashaven.org. Thank you for your time. X-Zone Nation, my guest this hour is Stephen Dillard-Carroll. He's known as the Traveling Tarot. His website is travelingtarot.com. And first of all, Stephen, thank you very much for coming on the show. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you, and once again, from now on, whenever I hear your name, I want to think of the Magic 8 Ball.
Well, thanks for having me, Rob. I've had a blast so far, and I don't mind that you think of me as a Magic 8 Ball. Just don't go around shaking me, okay?
You got a deal. You've got a deal. I asked you during the commercial break with the news if you would give me a reading on air. One condition, that you would be totally honest with what you saw. I have not had a reading on air, I guess, for about 4 years now. I haven't asked anyone. They have offered and I've refused. I detect sincerity in your voice. And I would like you to give me a reading.
Well, I would be happy to.